Hello, and welcome back to Everyday English Talk, the podcast that helps you practice English for real life. I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben. Thanks for joining us today.
Our topic today is something everyone can relate to: bad habits.
That's right. We all have habits that we'd like to change. Maybe checking the phone too often, eating junk food, or putting things off until the last minute.
The good news is that bad habits don't have to control us. If we understand them and take small steps, we can change them.
So in this episode, we'll talk about 4 steps: recognizing a bad habit, understanding why it happens, making a plan to change, and staying motivated.
Along the way, we'll share useful words and idioms and ask you questions to practice your own English.
And don't forget, you can download the free PDF transcript and practice exercises with the link in the description.
So let's start with a simple question. What's one habit you'd like to change?
Think about it, and let's begin.
So Ben, the first step in breaking a bad habit is recognizing it, right?
Absolutely. You can't change what you don't notice. The problem is that most habits happen automatically. We don't stop to think, wait, I'm doing this again.
That's so true. I remember realizing how often I checked my phone. One morning, I caught myself scrolling through messages before I even opened my eyes properly.
I've done that too. It's amazing how quickly small actions become automatic. What starts as just once can turn into a daily routine without us even realizing it.
Exactly. And habits aren't always bad. Brushing your teeth or exercising are good ones. But when something starts wasting time, hurting our health, or making us feel guilty, it might be a bad habit.
Right. And every habit, good or bad, has 3 parts: the trigger, the behavior, and the reward.
Interesting. Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure. The trigger is what starts the habit. Maybe it's an emotion, a time of day, or even another action. For example, stress might be a trigger. The behavior is what you do, like eating snacks or scrolling online. And the reward is how it makes you feel, maybe relaxed or entertained.
That makes so much sense. I used to bite my nails whenever I felt nervous. The trigger was anxiety, the behavior was biting, and the reward was temporary relief.
Exactly. When we recognize those 3 parts, it's easier to understand the full picture.
But sometimes, recognizing a habit isn't easy. It's part of our routine. We don't even see it happening.
True. That's why it helps to slow down and observe ourselves. Maybe write things down. You could keep a small journal or even make notes on your phone. Write what time the habit happens and what you were feeling.
I like that idea. It makes you more aware of your behavior. And awareness is the first step toward change.
Definitely. When you understand your triggers, you can prepare for them. For example, if you snack when you're bored, you can plan a different activity, maybe a short walk or a quick call to a friend.
And it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Recognizing a habit isn't about judging yourself. It's about understanding yourself.
Well said. It's not about guilt. It's about growth. Once you see a habit clearly, you have the power to decide what to do next.
Exactly. Awareness turns something automatic into a choice.
So, the first step to breaking a bad habit is shining a light on it. Notice what you do, find your triggers, and take that first small step toward change.
Perfect. You can't fix what you can't see, so start by looking honestly at your daily actions.
Awareness is power. Once you see your habits clearly, you're already halfway to changing them.
So listeners, what's a habit you think is hard to notice at first? Automatic behavior. It means an action you do without thinking. For example, checking social media every few minutes is an automatic behavior for many people.
Catch yourself doing something. It means to suddenly realize you're doing something unconsciously. For example, I caught myself opening my phone again without even thinking.
Self-awareness. It means knowing and understanding your own behavior and feelings. For example, developing self-awareness helps you notice your bad habits sooner.
Break the cycle. It means to stop repeating a negative pattern. For example, the first step to break the cycle is to recognize what causes it.
Awareness is the first step. It means understanding the problem is the start of change. For example, awareness is the first step toward improving any part of your life.
These are great expressions. Try using them when you talk about your own habits or daily routines. Today's distinction is automatic behavior versus conscious behavior.
Automatic behavior happens without thinking, TCG, like reaching for your phone whenever you're bored. Conscious behavior means you stop, notice what you're doing, and make a choice.
Exactly. The more conscious we become, the easier it is to take control and change our habits.
So, Ben, once we've recognized a bad habit, the next question is, why do we do it?
Exactly. Every habit has a reason behind it. Even bad habits usually give us something, maybe comfort, relaxation, or distraction.
Right. It's not that people want to do something harmful. It's just that habits often start as a way to cope with emotions or stress.
Yes. For example, when I was in university, I used to stay up really late playing games. I told myself it helped me relax after studying, but really, I was just avoiding sleep because I didn't want to think about the next day's exam.
I know that feeling. For me, it's snacking. When I feel stressed, I automatically open the fridge, even when I'm not hungry. It gives me short-term pleasure.
That's a perfect example. The habit gives comfort for a moment, but the feeling doesn't last long. Then guilt or frustration shows up.
Exactly. So, to change a habit, we first need to understand the reward it gives us. What are we getting from it? Peace, escape, or just something to do when we're bored?
Yes. Sometimes people think their habits are random, but they're not. Every habit serves a purpose, even if it's not a healthy one.
And once you know why the habit happens, you can look for a better solution. For example, if you check your phone when you're lonely, maybe you can call a friend instead.
Or, if you snack when you're tired, maybe you just need a short nap or some water. It's about finding what your body or mind is really asking for.
I love that. It's like talking to yourself kindly, asking, "What do I really need right now?" instead of reacting automatically.
Yes, and sometimes habits are connected to our environment. Maybe you always eat junk food while watching TV because your brain links the two together.
That's true. Changing where or when you do something can help break that link.
Right. For instance, if you always scroll social media in bed, try keeping your phone in another room at night. Small changes in your environment can stop automatic behavior.
That's such a good point. Understanding why you do something helps you design smarter ways to respond.
Exactly. So, the second step is not about judging the habit, it's about being curious. Ask yourself questions, find the reason, and then decide how to meet that need in a healthier way.
So, instead of saying, "I must stop this," say, "Why am I doing this?" That's how change begins.
Well said. Once you understand the why, you can start creating better habits that truly support your well-being.
So, listeners, why do you think people repeat habits even when they know they're bad? Coping mechanism. It means something you do to manage stress or emotion. For example, eating sweets can be a coping mechanism for stress.
Short-term pleasure. It means something that feels good for a short time. For example, checking social media gives short-term pleasure but not real relaxation.
Comfort zone. It means a situation where you feel safe and not challenged. For example, we often repeat habits that keep us in our comfort zone.
Face the truth. It means to accept something difficult or uncomfortable. For example, I had to face the truth that I was using my phone to avoid stress.
Break the pattern. It means to stop doing something that repeats. For example, to change a bad habit, you need to break the pattern and try something new.
These are excellent for talking about habits, emotions, or daily challenges. Try using them when you describe your own routines. Today's distinction is temporary comfort versus long-term benefit.
Temporary comfort makes you feel better right now, like eating junk food when you're sad. Long-term benefit takes more effort, like exercising or meditating, but it helps you feel good in the future.
Exactly. The trick is to choose long-term growth over short-term comfort whenever you can.
So, Ben, we've talked about recognizing our habits and understanding why they happen, but now comes the big question. How do we actually change them?
Yes, and that's the hardest part. It's easy to say, I'll stop doing that, but much harder to keep it up. The truth is, breaking a habit takes time, patience, and a good plan.
I totally agree. Sometimes people try to change everything at once: diet, exercise, sleep, and then feel disappointed when they can't do it all.
Exactly. Real change doesn't happen overnight. It happens step by step. Starting small is the secret.
For example, if your goal is to use your phone less, don't throw it away. Instead, you could set small rules like no phone during meals or no social media before bed.
That's a good one. I tried that rule myself, and honestly, it worked. The first few days were tough, but after a week, I felt calmer and slept better.
That's a great result. I think small changes are easier because they feel realistic. When we succeed at something small, it gives us motivation to keep going.
Right. Another helpful idea is replacement. Don't just stop the bad habit, replace it with something positive.
Like what?
Well, if you snack when you're bored, try chewing gum or drinking water instead. If you scroll your phone too much, maybe go for a quick walk or read a short article.
I like that. It's not just about removing the habit, it's about giving your brain a new, healthier option.
Exactly. And it's also important to track your progress. Write down your goals or use an app to check how you're doing. Seeing progress, even small progress, feels rewarding.
Yes. I once tried to drink more water every day. I kept a small notebook and drew a little box for each glass I drank. It was such a simple thing, but I loved checking off the boxes.
That's a great example. Little systems like that really help. And when you reach a goal, reward yourself.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe watching a movie, relaxing, or buying a small treat. Rewarding yourself keeps motivation alive.
And if you miss a day or make a mistake, don't quit. Habits take time. Be patient with yourself.
Right. Change isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Even slow progress is still progress.
So, to sum up, start small, replace bad habits with good ones, track your progress, and reward yourself along the way.
Yes. Make a plan that's realistic and kind to yourself. That's how real, lasting change begins.
So, listeners, what's one small change that has helped you improve a habit?
Step by step. It means slowly and carefully, one small action at a time. For example, change happens step by step, not all at once.
Set realistic goals. It means make goals that are possible and practical. For example, you should set realistic goals to stay motivated.
Replacement habit. It means a new, positive habit to take the place of a bad one. For example, drinking water instead of soda can become a healthy replacement habit.
Track your progress. It means to follow and record your improvement. For example, I use an app to track my progress when learning English.
Reward yourself. It means to give yourself something nice after success. For example, after 1 week without fast food, reward yourself with something small.
These phrases are great for talking about setting goals and staying consistent. Today's distinction is big sudden change versus small gradual change.
Big sudden change feels exciting at first, but often doesn't last. Small gradual change may be slower, but it builds real habits that stay.
Exactly. Lasting change comes from small steps, not big jumps.
So Ben, we've recognized our habits, understood why they happen, and made a plan to change. But there's still one more step, staying motivated and avoiding relapse.
Yes, this part is so important. Because even when we start strong, it's easy to slip back into old habits.
Exactly. At first, we're excited and full of energy, but after a few weeks, that motivation can fade.
That's true. I remember trying to cut down on sugar once. The first week, I felt great. But then one day, I walked past a bakery, smelled fresh cookies, and suddenly, my plan was gone.
Oh, I understand. I had the same problem when I tried to stop checking social media before bed. I was doing really well, but one night I thought, just 5 minutes, and it turned into an hour.
That's so relatable. Everyone slips up sometimes. And that's okay. The key is not to see it as failure.
Right. One mistake doesn't mean you have to give up completely. You can learn from it. Ask yourself, what caused it? Maybe you were tired, stressed, or just forgot your plan.
Yes, every setback teaches you something. You can adjust your plan to make it stronger. For example, if you forget your goal, set a reminder on your phone.
Or if your environment makes it hard to change, try changing that too. For instance, if you're trying to eat less junk food, don't keep snacks near your desk.
Great tip. And it helps to reward yourself for progress, not just for perfection. Even small wins deserve a little celebration.
Definitely. When I managed to go one whole week without late-night scrolling, I treated myself to a nice breakfast cafe. It made me feel proud and encouraged to continue.
I like that. Rewards keep your motivation alive. But there's another secret: support.
Yes, sharing your goal with a friend can make a huge difference. When someone checks on you or cheers you on, it's easier to stay on track.
Exactly. We all need encouragement. Change is hard, but it's easier when you're not alone.
And if you do relapse, don't panic. It's not the end. Think of it as a lesson. Start again the next day.
Right. Change is a journey, not a straight line. You'll have ups and downs, but every try moves you forward.
So the final step to breaking bad habits is simple. Stay positive, stay patient, and keep going, even if you slip sometimes.
Yes. Real success isn't never falling, it's getting back up every time you do.
So listeners, what helps you stay motivated when you try to change something? Stay on track. It means to keep going in the right direction. For example, my friends help me stay on track with my goals.
Slip up. It means to make a small mistake. For example, don't worry if you slip up, just try again tomorrow.
Learn from setbacks. It means to improve by understanding your mistakes. For example, each failure is a chance to learn from setbacks.
Keep your motivation alive. It means to stay excited about your goal. For example, celebrate small wins to keep your motivation alive.
Change is a journey. It means real improvement takes time. For example, remember, change is a journey, not a race.
These are great for talking about motivation, challenges, and progress. Try to use them when you describe your own goals. Today's distinction is failure versus temporary setback.
Failure means giving up completely, deciding it's over. A temporary setback just means you made a mistake, but you can still continue.
Exactly. The key is to see a slip-up as a short pause, not the end of your progress.
Because as long as you keep going, you're still moving forward. So, let's take a moment to recap what we've learned in today's episode about breaking bad habits.
We started by talking about recognizing the habit. Before you can change, you have to notice what the habit is, when it happens, and what triggers it. Awareness is the first key to improvement.
Right. Then we talked about understanding why you do it. Every habit gives you something: comfort, distraction, or a quick reward. When you find out what you're really looking for, you can replace it with something healthier.
The third step was making a plan to change. Instead of trying to change everything at once, take small steps. Replace bad habits with good ones, track your progress, and reward yourself along the way.
And finally, we discussed staying motivated and avoiding relapse. Everyone slips up sometimes, but that's normal. The secret is not giving up. Learn from mistakes, adjust your plan, and keep moving forward.
So, breaking a bad habit isn't about being perfect. It's about being patient and consistent.
Exactly. Real change comes from small, daily actions. One small improvement at a time can lead to a big difference in your life.
Stay positive, stay aware, and remember, every effort counts.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've learned that breaking bad habits takes awareness, understanding, planning, and patience.
Yes. Change doesn't happen all at once. It happens step by step. Even small progress is still progress.
So, don't be hard on yourself if you slip sometimes. What matters is that you keep trying and never give up.
And remember, you can download the free PDF transcript and practice exercises from the link in the description to review today's episode.
Thanks for listening to Everyday English Talk.
Take care and keep building better habits every day.